The best teacher you had, did they have to yell to get your attention? Or did you naturally want to listen to them because they earned your respect? That is the same for all relationships. Many people try to influence others by getting loud or using their credentials to force change.
But true influence, that comes from a totally different vibration. And that's why today we're going to talk about why calm energy is your relationship superpower. So grab a pen and let's begin.
Hey everyone. We're Jeff and Ellen, relationship nerds, and today we're talking about power, specifically personal power or positional power. From your point of view, how do you describe positional power?
That is power that relies on external conditions that they draw from in order to feel important. And there's an egoic connection in there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I think that people that have positional power is that they use their label, the position, the name on the door, or the initials behind their name as their credibility statement.
Yeah, that's I love that.
You listen to me because it says MD behind my name,
Or because
so therefore you listen to me.
or because I'm dad. Or mom,
Sure.
So you listen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You listen to me because I'm older. I'm the older sibling.
Mm-hmm.
You listen to me because I'm a politician in your riding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that we grant these people influence because they have a position. You know, we all have teachers that we love, but we also have teachers that we don't like. And the difference between those two is whether you connect with that teacher, they're showing respect, that's coming from a place of personal power. As opposed to the teachers that are just listing off orders, you'll follow, they get compliance, but they don't get your respect. And those teachers are leaning on their titles.
You know, when you say that, that brings up, I think, my entire working career, working for other people.
Mm-hmm.
There were those leaders and bosses who I just loved working with them. Actually, I felt like I worked with them, and then there were the ones I felt like I worked for. And those are the ones that used positional power, fell behind their titles.
I see people in positions of power that use their voice to influence people, but if they weren't in that position, would you still listen to them? Like, you know, if the teacher, if the teacher that you don't like was at a social event, would you talk to them? And so people that use their position to influence, from my point of view, I just think that's coming from a place of insecurity.
Absolutely.
That the reason why that you should listen to me is because it says president over there. I'm president, so therefore you listen to me. That's the reason why you listen to me.
Yeah, not because I actually earned your respect or your confidence in me. And so it's sort of like a shortcut to being listened to or getting the respect you want, but it comes at a price because you're not actually getting respect. You're getting compliance.
I think they're shooting themselves in the foot. And that's coming from a status position. And when that status gets played into the relationship, then I always feel like now we're into a competition.
Yeah. And my nervous system feels it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it knows. And actually what I'm feeling is insecurity is in the room and it's being masked as confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And they are taking power or taking dominance, and my nervous system knows it. And therefore, we're never going to get to a good place of connection and real, honest respect and valuing each other. Now, you're right. Now we're in this negotiation, this power struggle that happens so subtly and silently sometimes, but we feel it at the end of the exchange. It also makes me think of, like, as we're talking about CEOs, celebrities, teachers, people that have power in their title that they've acquired. But there are those people who don't walk around with some significant title, but they certainly walk around with a significant attitude. They declare themselves amazing in their own mind. They have made themselves important in the room.
The
And
self-importance,
the
yeah.
self-importance. And I think it's important to acknowledge that as well. When we talk about positional power, they give themselves the position.
Yeah, that they're the focal point in the room. And so it's drawing people's energy, almost like sucking up like a vacuum, that I'm looking for followers. I'm looking for people to attend on me. And you kind of feel it. And when you can see this right away with people that want to command attention, the speaker, the person who might be overly dressed for the function. That's just way too flashy of a dress, and that's pulling focus. And I thought this was just a birthday party, or they're speaking loud because they're really trying to pull and gain more power in the room, as if they have a higher status and position in you. The people that are grounded and feel good about who they are and are interested in connecting and sharing their power with other people.
And it's interesting because those people, not only are interested in sharing, they're very generous in what they give and what they put out with their attention.
I think that's the big thing. They're givers.
Yeah,
they're the giver with attention. They're giving with their power. They're sharing the spotlight, almost wanting to stand in the wings while you stand center stage. Those people are quite influential because they're saying that I'm good to give you power. I have enough power. I don't need yours.
Yeah. And then they create an air of abundance, a shared experience. My nervous system stays down, which means I stay open to listening. I feel better when I don't have an activated nervous system. I'm not in threat response mode. I'm happy. Joy flourishes and only actually exists in those conditions. The minute my nervous system turns on, joy goes out the room. Now I'm into something else. Now I'm looking for relief. Mm-hmm. Which some mistakenly think relief is joy when it's not. It's relief that situation's over. I didn't get steamrolled by that power taker.
Yeah.
And so you're right. Those people who bring personal power, they value other.
They value connection. And that the most important is the experience that we create together, the joy that we're creating in this environment, as opposed to am I puffed up more? When you're in the presence of these people that make you feel less than, or it's in competition, and it's like who has more status and who has less status, when you leave, like, yes, am I leaving this conversation with relief? Thank God that's over with. Then you know that some part of you is in competition with those people because they're bringing the competition. They're wanting to be superlative, a +1. They're craving significance.
And it feels like they want to take your energy and use it for themselves. They're sort of vampiring energy.
That's very good.
Off of other people. And we feel that, even if it's just slight, we feel it. Versus what you said, the ones that come with personal power, they recognize that it's more this, right? I give, but I also receive. And now we share sustainable energy, but actually there's an amplification because there's a synergy that happens. We become more and create something together that we couldn't do separately.
Yeah. So that difference between takers and givers, and then the third, which Adam Grant says the matchers, the people that can match that energy, is like, what's needed? Do you need my energy? Or will you be giving me energy? And that co-creative, can we match this environment, is really important. When you're with these people, does someone earn your trust? Do they earn your respect?
Yeah.
Or is it just that they're claiming their opinion and you should follow this opinion, and because they have a title behind their name?
And so they state, you have to follow me because I have doctor beside my name, or I have lawyer beside my name, or I have 10 years more experience than you do. And so therefore, it doesn't matter if I actually know my stuff or not, you need to act as though I do.
And yeah, it's a good point that you bring up, that it's all about, I'm the deliverer of influence, but I'm not the receiver of influence. I'm not I'm not influenced by you. I'm the only person who does the influencing here.
Yeah.
That's another yellow flag that you're in conversation or in a relationship with someone that is wanting to make sure that they have the power position. So then how do we move from positional power in conversations and relationships to personal power in relationships?
For me, one of the things I realize when I'm in those moments, I actually need to do a listening exercise. One of the things I do is I actually stop talking and I make myself listen more.
I think that's what I would say too, is that if you want to move from positional power to personal power, give the microphone away. Let someone else be in the spotlight. So it's more questions, more inviting their energy, their story. You know, if someone asks a question, don't be the first to raise your hand. Let the other person answer. Let them showcase their talents, that you are there just to support them. And so whether it's meeting people for the first time or in your relationship, is allowing the other person to be center stage, that you give power. Prove to yourself that giving power, giving the spotlight, giving the microphone doesn't dim your light.
As a matter of fact, that giving, not only does it not dim your light, but that show yourself that giving your power away, and you know the expression "in giving we receive," that by giving my power away, I actually receive connection. Yeah,
Much better. When you strip away all the titles, the credentials, and all the volume, all that's left is personal power. That's what everyone has. So connecting with other people is knowing that you only can influence with your calm power, not overpowering them.
If this video resonated with you, then hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to start working on developing your personal power one-on-one, then book a 30-minute consultation. The link is in the description below. And make sure you stay tuned for our next video where we have more relationship advice.
Thanks for watching.